Each NBA team has a roster of 15 players and a starting lineup of just 5 players. And with only one ball in 48 minutes in a game, certain players can only do so much as they might have a better or more established player starting over them, or just don't fit well with their current team. But when some of these players find a new team to show off their talents, it has us fans in awe of what talent we have been missing on. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 7 NBA players who got traded and instantly became stars in this league. Cue the intro.
You were a guy drafted 10th overall by Philly, wanted to be in your hometown, and Philly ultimately traded your rights 15 minutes later to Phoenix, even though your mom was working in HR for the team. I mean, you're still ticked off about that one.
But at the moment, I was upset. I was pissed off for a pretty long time.
Number 7, we got Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges was drafted back in 2018 with the 10th pick by the Philadelphia 76ers, but was immediately traded to the Phoenix Suns where he would spend his first 4.5 seasons there. During his time in Phoenix, Bridges was mainly a 3-and-D guy and averaged around 12 points on 50% from the field. In the 2023 season though, Bridges was having a career year in Phoenix, putting up 17 points per game. But the Suns had the chance to acquire Kevin Durant after he requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, and the Suns pulled the trigger, and Bridges, the main piece of the Phoenix Suns in that trade, was off to Brooklyn. In Brooklyn, Mikal shocked the entire world with his play, as he upped his averages from 17 points with Phoenix to 26 with Brooklyn. Mikal went from a 3-and-D player in Phoenix to becoming a star player on the Brooklyn Nets, and even helped them reach the 6th seed in the playoffs this year. They unfortunately got swept by Philly, the team that drafted him, but the future is looking bright for Bridges, as he's only 26 years old and is bound to reach his first All-Star appearance sooner rather than later. Number 6, we got Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson was one of the quickest and most electrifying point guards of the Phoenix Suns in the 90s, but his career actually started out in Cleveland, being drafted their 7th overall in the 1987 NBA draft. Being the backup point guard to the All-Star guard Mark Price, Kevin Johnson didn't get that much playing time, as he was eventually traded to Phoenix halfway through his rookie season. In his rookie season, he went from averaging 7 points and 3 assists with Cleveland to 12 points and 9 assists with Phoenix. It was clear now why Kevin Johnson wanted to be traded, and the following season, he took his game to a whole new level. Kevin Johnson would average 20 points and 12 assists in his sophomore season in 1989, and picked up 2 All-Star appearances the following 2 seasons. He even helped lead the Phoenix Suns to the NBA Finals in 1993 with Charles Barkley, but they lost a close 6-game series to Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. After that series though, Kevin would deal with multiple injuries, and in 1998, he called it a career at just 31 years old. He did come back for 6 games in 2000 at the age of 33, but called it a career after that. Kevin Johnson picked up 3 All-Star appearances, 5 All-NBA teams, and a Most Improved Player award in 1989. Even though Johnson's career was cut short due to injury, he didn't waste his opportunity when healthy and on a new team, and was one of the top guards in the league in his era.
Who won the Pacers-Thunder trade?
Certainly, when you look at OLADIPO, he's younger, and you look at the fact that he's your #1 option, and he started at the University of Indiana.
Number 5, we got Victor Oladipo. Victor Oladipo, of all people, had a very interesting first couple seasons of his career. Being drafted 2nd overall by the Orlando Magic in 2013, Victor had high expectations coming into the league. Averaging around 16 points in his first 3 seasons there, he wasn't bad by any means, but the Magic shipped him to OKC where he would put identical numbers paired with Russell Westbrook. Where Oladipo's career would take a massive turn for the better was in 2018 when he got traded to Indiana for Paul George. This trade looked like a robbery for OKC, as they got a superstar forward Paul George for Oladipo and Sabonis. But little did we know about Oladipo's potential. In his first year in Indiana, Oladipo would average 23 points, 5 boards, 4 assists, and 2 steals per game. He also led his Pacers to 48 wins and 5th in the Eastern Conference that season, and took home the Most Improved Player award as well. He made the All-Star team and an All-NBA team that season. However though, the following season in 2019, Oladipo would injure his knee and his career would never be the same at just 26 years old. Now in 2023, Oladipo is on the Miami Heat as a part of their bench, but his stint after leaving OKC to Indiana was one of the biggest improvements we have seen from a player after a trade in NBA history. And what if Oladipo never got hurt? He could have been like another D Wade.
What player has been the biggest revelation to you so far this season?
I don't want to. Okay, I'm gonna go with an answer that I've already said his name today. LAURI MARKKANEN. I think he's looked awesome.
Number 4, we got LAURI MARKKANEN. Markkanen was drafted 7th overall by the Chicago Bulls in 2017, and he didn't take long to show his talent on the court, averaging around 15 points and 7 boards his rookie season. However though, with Chicago having no clear direction in where they were heading and missing the playoffs season after season, the Bulls shipped him off to Cleveland in 2021, and there he would put identical numbers to his first 4 seasons, around 15 points per game. But after that season, LAURI was being shipped off again, this time to Utah in the Donovan Mitchell trade. And here is where LAURI MARKKANEN took his career to a whole new level. In the 2022-23 season, MARKKANEN put up 25 points per game, 8 boards, shot 50% from the field, and 39% from deep on 8 attempts per game. LAURI had himself one hell of a season, and even picked up his first All-Star appearance and won Most Improved Player as well. The 7-foot Finnish star has all the time ahead of him as he's only 25 years old, and with the Jazz rebuilding and surrounding him with other young, valuable pieces, I'm excited to see how LAURI and the Jazz look in the upcoming years. Number 3, we got Jermaine O'Neal. I feel like Jermaine O'Neal is one of the most forgotten about big men that played in the 2000s because he had a very solid career. Coming straight out of high school, O'Neal was the 17th pick in the famous 1996 NBA draft, but O'Neal didn't have it easy coming into the league. O'Neal started as a bench player, which was expected coming into the league at 18, but 4 seasons later, the Blazers still had him riding the bench, and O'Neal was noticeably frustrated with it. He averaged around 4 points and around 10 minutes per game in his first 4 seasons with the Blazers, and all this while the other players in his draft like Kobe, AI, Ray Allen were all balling respectively on their teams. The Indiana Pacers, who had just made the finals in 2000, decided to pull the trigger to acquire Jermaine O'Neal from the Blazers. O'Neal was ecstatic he was traded, as he was finally able to show his skills the Blazers didn't believe he had. And man, did the Blazers regret this trade. His first season in Indiana in 2001, he upped his averages to 13 points and 10 boards per game, and that was just the beginning of his improvement. As the following season in 2002, O'Neal would pick up his first All-Star appearance and win Most Improved Player on top of it. That year, he put up 19 points and 10 rebounds per game, and O'Neal would pick up 5 more All-Star appearances for the Pacers and 3 All-NBA teams. O'Neal would call it a career in 2014 at the age of 35, but going from a bench player on the Blazers where the team didn't believe his talent at all, to getting traded to the Pacers and being one of the best big men in the league for multiple seasons was truly something amazing to see. Number 2, we got Tracy McGrady. T-Mac, one of the greatest shooting guards in NBA history, didn't start his career off so well. Tracy McGrady was drafted 9th overall by the Toronto Raptors in 1997, and his first 2 seasons in the league weren't the brightest ones, putting up around 8 points off the bench. However though, in his 3rd year in Toronto, T-Mac went up his scoring average from 9 points to 15 as he moved into the starting rotation, and even helped the Raptors make the playoffs with Vince Carter as a 6th seed. The Raptors would get swept in the first round, and T-Mac was a restricted free agent, meaning the Raptors could have kept him if they matched the other team's offer. They did not though, as the Orlando Magic acquired him via sign and trade. T-Mac on Orlando was a complete new player. Being the leader of the Orlando Magic, McGrady upped his scoring average from 15 points to 26. He took home the Most Improved Player that season, and picked up 7 straight All-Star appearances with 7 straight All-NBA teams. He also won 2 scoring titles with the Orlando Magic, and he was even being compared to Kobe Bryant as the best shooting guard in the league at the time. Number 1, we got James Harden. Another one of the greatest shooting guards in NBA history, also started his career on the bench. Being the 3rd overall pick by the OKC Thunder in the loaded 2009 NBA draft, James had a lot of potential in the league, but was playing behind a young Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, so his touches were limited. In his 3rd season though, James upped his scoring average from 12 points to 17, and he took home the 6th Man of the Year award in 2012. However though, the Thunder were struggling to pay Harden, as they already had Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka all locked up. The Thunder couldn't keep him, so they traded him to the Houston Rockets, and here's where James Harden turned into a whole new player. His first game in Houston in 2012, he dropped 37 points and 12 assists, and from that point on, Rockets fans knew they found a gem. Harden on Houston was arguably the greatest scorer in the league during his time, and he even picked up 3 straight scoring titles from 2018 to 2020. even putting up 36 points per game in 2019. He also picked up 8 straight All-Star appearances and made 7 All-NBA teams during his time in Texas. James Harden, who is undoubtedly one of the greatest scorers to play the game of basketball, takes home the well-deserved #1 spot on this list. Thank you guys for watching this video. Drop a like and subscribe for more content just like this one, and drop a comment on any other players you think should have made this list or future video ideas. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.